So I know my video upload schedule has been a little wonky over the past week or two thanks to the Thanksgiving holiday and Black Friday deals and things like that. I'm still struggling to get caught up fully, but I wanted to show something a little weird. And yes, I finally cut my hair so those comments can stop. So someone in the OBS Discord pointed me towards this. This is Ultra Screen Recorder for free on the Windows 10 store, for the Microsoft Store for Windows 10 apps. I've actually done a few videos on the Windows Store for Windows 8 and for Windows 10, going as far back as 2014-ish, as I was doing some videos on the game clones on the Windows 8 store. And then I made a video back in 2016 on why you should avoid apps that look like official apps but aren't official apps on the Windows 10 store. And we're just continuing this saga. I actually had the idea at one point of doing a full series covering all of the Windows Store apps and how terrible a lot of them are, but we're going to be focusing on at least this one developer in this video, right after this.
There are not one, but two new Mod mics in town. Say what? The Mod Mic USB makes your dreams come true. Clean, consistent USB power, premium analog to digital conversion, high quality preamp, new unidirectional capsule from the Mod Mic Wireless, and an omnidirectional capsule with the dual microphone capability, a smooth, sweet digital mute switch, all in a USB connection. There's a first time for everything. USB? And for those unafraid of analog connections, the Mod Mic Uni houses the new unidirectional mic capsule with noise cancellation, RF shielding, and a godlike signal-to-noise ratio in a convenient 3.5mm analog form factor, and a new mute switch. Pick yours up today at antlionaudio.com or the link in the video description. You can mod my mic any day.
I'm EposVox, here to make tech easier and more fun. In this video, we're looking at the Microsoft Store and a kind of shady program on here, because on the surface, Ultra Screen Recorder for free, Ultra Screen Recorder. Actually, I feel like I need glasses. I feel like I need to, get my Science Studio Jam on. 1 second. These aren't at all the kind of glasses that Science Studio wears, but we'll make it work. Ultra Screen Recorder, your perfect screen and webcam recorder for making video tutorials, product demos, sharing gaming experience, and more. Even better, it's free and open source software. And then it goes on to detail the different formats you can record to, that it provides free streaming functions. It doesn't work on Windows 10s devices. Enjoy it on Windows 10. Now it is free, but it does say offers in-app purchases. I don't believe this is the case. But if you scroll down and look at it more, check out the screenshots. Oh. Well, that looks oddly familiar to a certain piece of software that I've covered on this channel quite a bit. What's going on here? So I went ahead and installed it, took the risk, wanted to check it out. If I launch it here, failed to find themes, twitchy.qss. Okay, that's fine. OBS is already running. Unless you meant to do this, please shut down any existing instances of OBS. Wait a minute. But I'm only using OBS to record this. I'm not trying to launch OBS. I'm trying to launch Ultra Screen Recorder for free. Yeah, it's literally OBS. It's not even like a joke OBS. It is literally OBS. And it pops up if you want to view their guide. By default, when you first launch it, it will actually pop up their own website with a guide and everything. We'll come back to that. And then it asks if you want to use the auto configuration wizard. I'm going to say no. And you see here we have OBS Studio with who knows what version. And it could not find, so I'm going to set this to Acri. There we go. So what it actually ends up doing, for whatever reason, is it actually loads up my profiles and scene collections from my actual OBS Studio, and then can't find certain plugins or themes that I'm running on my OBS Studio, like that Twitchy theme it mentioned, which I use regularly. I'll have it linked in the video description because I love it, because purple's my color, and then it freaks out when it can't access that stuff. But yes, this company has released, rebadged OBS Studio as Ultra Screen Recorder and released it on the Microsoft Store. And actually, if you go to Help, About, it actually tells you that it uses code of OBS Studio, which can be found here, and gives the GPL. It doesn't state, however, that it is literally just OBS Studio. But that's the issue here, is that it is just a quote-unquote fork, even though they have made no changes to it whatsoever. And that's the weird thing about it saying it requires in-app purchases, is there is actually nothing in here that is different than OBS or that asks you to buy it even. They have clearly integrated some kind of custom pop-up for the auto configure wizard and to open up their thing. So theoretically it could pop up asking you to buy it at some point, I guess. But core functionality wise, going through everything here, this is very much OBS equivalent to at least version 23 or so. And actually, if I try to record something here, we could probably get a general idea of what the version is by checking out the log, funny enough. So I'm gonna hit start recording. Oh, can't do that. Why can't we start recording? CBR. Oh, I just need to, let's choose a different profile here. Start recording. Let it record for a second. Stop recording. Oh, but there's no log files. It doesn't give you the option for the... Of course they would obscure that. Oh, this says it's OBS 0.0.1 32-bit Windows. So clearly they have compiled it in a way that doesn't maintain the original version. And it's 32-bit. It won't work with any themes. It won't work with any plugins. It's objectively an inferior experience that has just been rebranded for them to list it as their own and sell it on their site. Or on the Windows 10 store. And if you go to their actual developer page in the Windows Store, you see a lot of these ultra for free programs. And if you start looking at the screenshots, they look really familiar. Now, I can't identify every single one of these, but the screenshot, really? It's not gonna pull up the screenshots? Okay, well that's weird. But the screenshots for most of these all look very familiar. And actually, if you go to their Ultra Office for free, that's just LibreOffice or OpenOffice, rebranded. All of these apps, I feel confident in saying, just because most of them are, which means there's no reason to believe they really developed anything of their own, I feel confident in saying that all of these apps on this page are just rebranded, rebadged, repackaged open source apps that they are then listing on their own. And actually, if we installed each of them, we would probably get to a point of finding, assuming that they're following the rules, of finding out which one is which. So I'm actually going to go ahead and install the Ultra Office suite here. Now, I did want to say that there is technically nothing illegal about what's going on here, as long as they provide the original source code and a link to it and the GPL license, which we saw they did with OBS specifically, then that makes it legal. That doesn't make it any less crappy, shady, or scummy. And I just get really annoyed at developers like these. So let's check this real quick. Nope, we're not rating your app that we literally just opened. Here's the online tutorial that it automatically pops up just to fish you to their website. No, we don't want your tutorial. Holy pop-ups. All right, help. About Ultra Office. Yep, this software uses code of LibreOffice, licensed under MPL2. Let's go find some more. Okay, their Ultra Blu-ray player supports DVD, is only a free trial, and it has ongoing licenses and links to their other Ultra apps. Holy crap. About. This one does not cite source code from anything else. I don't believe that they made it, honestly, at this point, but that one does not cite source code from anyone else. And Ultra Zip doesn't actually provide any option to view about and learn about it, which is honestly shady in and of itself. There's no core menu to find that. I don't want to buy Pro. Everything I do is asking for my PIN. You're not getting my information. Holy cow. Why is it asking for my PIN? That's not okay. Get out of here. So the point of this video is twofold. In one way, to take jabs at CompuClever Systems Inc. because of this, but also to tell you to be careful for what you're installing on app stores, especially an ecosystem like the Microsoft Store, which never really reached a point of maturity. There's very few actual first-party apps for programs that, or for web services or programs that provide core functionality that people want. For example, Instagram, you can sort of post the stories, but it's really buggy and prone to crashing, and you have to be on a tablet device to actually post to a normal feed post. And you know, most of the other apps are an inferior experience to what is already available on desktop versions of the apps. And you have, as a result of that, as a result of an immature and, you know, nothing present on the store, app store, you end up with a lot of these clone apps or knockoff apps or rebadge apps that apparently aren't being filtered very heavily, or, you know, the rules, there aren't just rules to, you know, keep that from happening. And these become the more recommended apps because there aren't the, pillar first-party apps to push these out of relevancy. And these are what people run into and encounter and end up using potentially, even though they shouldn't be, which is just ridiculous. This is a shady and scummy way to go to rebadge open source apps and put them on your page as if you developed them, and then use that to sell your other apps, all of which probably were stolen or rebadged in some form or another themselves. There is no reason to take this approach to making, programs or a development company for yourself. And this probably isn't, CompuClever Systems Inc. probably isn't a real, multi 500 person company. It's probably just like 2 people who have spare time and know how to, relabel some open source apps and things like that. But that doesn't make it okay. Nothing about this is okay, and there's no reason to support a company that does this, even if you think they're $44. Oh, it's $50, but you can get it for $6 right now. Viewer or ebook reader might be worth it for you, which I can't imagine how. Ultra XLSX editor, originally $50 or $30, and you can get it for $6, and it still looks like an OpenOffice or LibreOffice ripoff when you can just use Google Docs for free or Microsoft Office for free on the web. Why would you do this? And the problem is we're going to see a lot more of this pop up because you may have noticed this is literally OBS. This is not a UWP app. Previously on the Windows Store, everything had to be in the UWP, Universal Windows Protocol, I want to say. That could be totally made up. But the UWP app ecosystem, which everybody hated, the Metro apps from Windows 8, this was very similar. They were called UWP apps. And this was why, a lot of developers and companies and services didn't put their apps in the store because they didn't want to make UWP versions. Well, Microsoft has abandoned UWP, and many of even their first-party stuff on the Windows Store now are Win32 desktop apps. The same thing here. Other people can now put Win32 desktop apps on the system, or on the store, which means you're going to see a lot more of these shady ripoff apps that you should not be using. So I have nothing personal against CompuClever Systems Inc., although their website is very annoying and they sell $50 software. They have 3 different $50 PC cleanup programs. CompuClever PC TuneUp Pro, clean, optimize, speed up your PC, remove junk files. PC TuneUp Maestro, PC error repair and optimization, increase PC performance and stability. And then just PC Clean Maestro. Prevent theft of your online identity, safeguard your files, remove junk files, and uninstall programs clearly. And these are people back when I was working at Easy Tech and, tech support stuff. There are people who will spend $150 to get all 3 of these, thinking that they're like safeguarding their computer and cleaning it up. And all they're doing is installing this bloatware that probably wasn't even made by this company, doesn't do anything for them, wasting them a crap load of money and making their computer worse. And like Ultra File Opener, are you serious? Ultra ebook reader? These companies drive me nuts. Like, there is no excuse to run your company this way. If you don't have an original idea to develop, just go do something else. This is not it. Holy cow. And if it's all going to be free anyway, then contribute to the actual open source projects. Actually, send code back to the open source projects and contribute there instead of just slapping your name on it and re-releasing it. Like, this is what people did in high school when they thought they were cool and could rename a program or the start menu on Windows. So yeah, don't install Ultra Screen Recorder for free from the Windows 10 store. I should probably do a whole series like covering all the screen recorder options from the Microsoft Store. Let me know if you want to see that in the comment section down below. I just wanted to cover this because this stuff makes me mad and it's ridiculous. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Hope this was educational for you in some form or fashion. I'm EposVox. I'll see you next time. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday in the States should you celebrate it.